you feel like maybe you learn meditation, you feel like you saw something you don't want to see, or you didn't know it existed. So you feel like maybe meditation is making you worse or something like that. Yeah. So normally people, they don't know what's going on in their minds at all. So they think their minds are okay. For example, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have many thoughts." Some people say that kind of thing, but everybody has so many thoughts, right? But they don't realize that they have so many thoughts. They don't realize that they have so much pain or so much, like you said, like trash or things that are very unnecessary. So meditation brings you to the realization that your mind is very full of thoughts and pain and suffering and these kind of things. So that's very good. It means that your mind has become clear, because before your mind was not clear, so you didn't see. And when your mind is clear, you see how your mind is. And your mind is full of junk. It's full of unnecessary things and it's full of pain. So that's a very good realization. So you should be really happy. You should be very happy. So, yeah. But some people, they don't know that and they become depressed. Seeing the mind will fix itself automatically. Automatically. Seeing the mind itself will fix the mind itself automatically. You have to keep watching the mind. It's kind of like this. Because you don't see, you don't know, and it doesn't change. But when you see, you know, and it changes. When you know, then, or you do something differently. For example, let's say you keep drinking insam every day. You think, wow, it's so good for you. But actually, it's very bad for you, let's say. You don't know it's bad for you. You don't know it's bad for you. But then the doctor says, oh, insam is very bad for you. And then now you know, and what do? You stop taking the insam. It's kind of like that. When you know, you change your behavior. You don't do the same thing. But if you don't know, then you keep drinking ginseng, thinking it's good for you, or thinking you don't know. I don't know if this is a good example, but um, just by knowing what's going on in your mind, the mind changes by itself. This is we call the samprajanya, or 정지 in Korean, samprajanya, which means that by seeing your mind with this eye of wisdom, then the mind, it just fixes itself. By seeing your mind, it will naturally correct itself. So that's the point. You have to keep seeing your mind. So the point is that when you whatever you take as the object of meditation, is the point is not to add on to your thoughts, but you can simply leave the thoughts as they are without any other commentary. So if you add commentary, there's no point, because the thoughts have no meaning. We're trying to realize that thoughts are kind of without essence. They're empty, we say. They have the emptiness nature. So that's what we're trying to realize. So it's not good to comment more on thoughts, but we're always trying to deal with thoughts with thoughts. And that's the problem. You don't deal with thoughts with thoughts. You deal with thoughts with awareness, and you let them be. And you don't interact with thoughts. You don't give them any importance. You don't um, give them any meaning. You don't try to find out the cause of your thoughts. You just leave the thoughts as they are. You're aware of the thoughts, but you don't give them any kind of importance. It's like the seeing, little kids play. You see them play, but you don't really get involved in their kind of fights or whatever. If something, they're little small arguments. It's not like you take sides or get involved, but you see the kids. Or like, let's say you see some crazy person and they're saying some crazy things. You see that crazy person, but you don't really listen to what they're saying, right? Kind of like that. You hear what they're saying, but you don't pay any attention, you don't give what they're saying any importance. Same with your crazy mind. You don't give the thoughts any importance. You see the thoughts, but you just kind of like don't give them. You see how to meditate, like that, like seeing the crazy person. You hear what they're saying, but you're not saying, "Oh, that's really interesting. It's this crazy person talking." You don't think, "Oh, what are you saying? Can you repeat that?" You don't do that, right? You just hear what they're saying, but you know what they're saying is just crazy. It's nonsensical. So like that, most of our mind, what it's saying is nonsensical. It's not of any importance usually. So that's the way to treat your thoughts, is like that. The crazy person, you see it, of course, you see it clearly. You see the thoughts clearly, but you don't give any importance to it. You let it just subside on its own. And this kind of way of treating thoughts is so unfamiliar to us. We just don't know how to deal with thoughts like this. We have never done it. We're always caught in thought. We're always thinking. We're always trying to get rid of thoughts with thoughts. But we never think that the thoughts have no importance, or we never treat thoughts in this kind of, how do you say, I don't want to say indifferent, but more like disinterested. This word disinterested. You're not uninterested, but disinterested, meaning you have no kind of emotional involvement, or so that's the way to deal with thoughts. And I would suggest one way to meditate is, let's say you put your attention on one thing. You can focus on, let's say, your breath, or let's say whatever, something visual, because using thoughts as the object of meditation is very good, but more difficult. But the results is the same. When thoughts arise, you just leave them alone, and you return to the object of meditation. So that's one way to do, and it's kind of the same result. In other words, you start to notice your thinking, and you are become aware of your thinking, but your focus is on not the thinking itself. Your focus is on the breath, or let's say the visual object or sound or whatever it is. You have one focus, but you become, because you're aware, let's say you're aware of your breath, you still become aware of your thoughts because you have awareness. So you still become aware of your thoughts, and you don't pay any attention, or not pay attention, but you don't give your thoughts any importance, and you return to the object of meditation. Basically, you become aware of your thoughts. That's the kind of result of meditation, or result of mindfulness. So whatever you do, it doesn't matter. It's not the object of meditation that's important. It's the awareness that's important. So whatever meditation you do, whether it's the meditation with an object or without an object, the result is you become aware of thoughts. And that is what's important. And becoming aware of thoughts, you start to see your mind. That's what I mean by seeing your mind, is you become aware of your thoughts. Of course, if you can do the objectless meditation, that is the best. And in objectless meditation, or open awareness, again, the result is you see your thoughts. You see your thoughts, and you become aware of your thoughts. That's the result of meditation, or result of mindfulness. So whatever meditation you do, the result is you become aware of your thoughts, and in so doing, you become free from your thoughts. And you start to see how your mind works. You see how your mind operates, and then you become free from that operation of suffering. Basically, that's what it is. So, yeah. Does that help a little bit? Or? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yes, of course. There's good and bad types of self-love. Self-attachment. In a sense, the basic love for yourself is already innate. Everybody loves themselves, right? It's not like you have to learn that or you have to work on that. Everybody cares about themselves fully, like completely. They care about themselves, and that manifests in kind of self-obsession and self-attachment and self-clinging and self-cherishing. And these are all bad forms of self-love. So, and this is the basic reason we suffer is the self-clinging as well as self-attachment and self-cherishing. And then the good form of self-love is about acceptance. Self-love is basically self-acceptance, is accepting who you are, getting to know who you are, and accepting who you are just the way you are. In psychology, they say that self-love is the opposite of selfishness. So true self-love means self-acceptance is the opposite of selfishness. And is that your question, kind of, or yeah, okay. And what is the self-acceptance? Is accepting basically the negative aspects, or being kind to your negative aspects, because we all have the good aspects, right? We all have the kind of when we're generous, when our heart is open, and it's like our self is one teacher calls it a spectrum. It comes from this spectrum. This side of the spectrum is like the Buddha, very generous, very loving, very caring, very kind, very open, very wise. And then this side is the kind of the egoic aspect, which is very small, very selfish, very greedy, very miserly, vain, very base. Everybody has all of these kind of aspects, right? So you have this very wonderful aspect, and you have this very like not so good aspects. So the self-love meaning is to be more accepting and be more kind to this part, this end of the spectrum, which is very, very base, very crude, very cruel, selfish, and lazy. And this part of this self is becoming more accepting and becoming more kind to that part of yourself. And actually, in so doing, then we actually can naturally become more free from these aspects of ourselves. So, yeah. This is a big topic. We could talk about it for a really long time.